In this class, I only want to talk about different working techniques that one can use. Some are a bit quicker, some are a bit slower, and some are good, some are not so bad. And some of them are more constructive and some are non-constructive. So yeah, let's explain this a bit in detail. First of all, I'm just going to unlock the background layer here. So double click on that, hit OK, and unlock. I don't want you to pay too much attention to layers now. We'll still cover that in the course. For now, I just want you to see and have a look at the techniques. So basically, say for instance, I have my first layer now and I want to give it a bit more contrast. Then I might go to Image, I will go to Adjustments and Levels. A new window will pop up and my black tones, I might increase them by 50%. Hit OK, and right away we have the technique. Great. So I've got my end result and I keep on photoshopping for a while. After a while, I'm trying to think, well, I don't like the contrast. I need to remove that again. Okay, so then I need to go steps back, but I can't because this has been saved directly to my layer. So it's not so nice. Okay, then I need to start from the beginning again, which is a waste of time. What if we actually go a step back now? So the history panel already comes into action. We've talked about the history panel here, going a step back. What if you go to Layers, go to Adjustment Layers, and over here, select Levels. First of all, it's going to be renamed to a new layer. It's going to call Levels 1. Yep. Okay. A new field pops up here, a new palette, Properties. So we actually forgot to add properties to our workspace, but I'll add it now. I'll just drag it in here and move it to the center. So when I work with adjustments, I'll always have my properties here. Great. This time around, again, the black tones here, 50%. Hit OK. And right away, we can continue with our Photoshop. We've got the same effect, but this time we have a certain different workflow technique. This time we have another layer on top. So if I'm going to continue now on top of that and create a few more layers and keep on Photoshopping, I can later then just go back in and kill this layer or delete this layer completely, and my effect will be removed. Great. So this is a better workflow technique, but I can now obviously do this from the top here with new adjustment layers over here. I can also do this with adjustments from here. So my shortcuts. So basically I can create the shortcuts over here, a new levels adjustment layer. It already has been applied. I can say 50 over here, and we have the same effect again. Again, more contrast. But this time we went from here, not from here. And now there's another thing. I can also go down here to the adjustment buttons, select it, go back to levels over here, do the same process again, and right away we have the same effect. But applying different areas and going into different areas in order to achieve this effect. I want to show this one more time. 50. So yeah, as you can see now, this one was from our top menu bar. This one was from our palette bar here, again from our adjustment palette. And this one was again here from our layers palette, from down here from the adjustment buttons. So again, as you guys can see, Photoshop has many different ways and many different areas where you can create the same effect. So basically meaning you can either go from the menu, from this, or at the bottom. It all depends on you. Whatever you want to choose to in order to have a quicker workflow or love working with, that is your first choice. Like my choice is always the adjustment layers over here and then sometimes down here. I never tend to go up here to layer new adjustments, just taking too long. This is way quicker over here. So just again, when you watch tutorials or when you see different people Photoshop, some people tend to work from here, some people work from here, and some from here. There's no wrong or right. You have to decide on yourself what the way you want to choose and what is better for your quick workflow. And this was only an example here with levels. You can obviously do this again with some other adjustment levels, layers, again like curves, exposure, photo filter, channel mixer, all of these, you can always do it with different techniques. And that applies also to something like the gradient tool. You can find it over here and adjust it. You can find it over here in the menu, and you can also find it down here in the adjustment buttons. So again, Photoshop gives you many different ways from where on you can work in order to speed up your workflow.